Welcome back to Barbers You Bam Make Level. I'm Dear Darling and Gamers Play Fun as Have You and Me. Where we are do we have any more levels to do? Or are we just going back? Oh no, we still have a couple more of these overworld sort of levels to do before we're going to go hop back into previous worlds and try and finish off the ones we haven't done. So advanced linguistics I'm a little bit worried about because that seems very complicated, and indeed already it seems like it could be rather complicated. Baba on cog is fire, but Baba is Baba. I is still. Oh, what does still mean again? It means it won't move, I think. I is defeat. Okay. Oh gosh, this is one of the ones which has an extraordinary amount of variables, and which makes it very difficult to even think of where to start. My assumption is we want the belt to be moving and shifting to try and push out these eyes. Can it do that? Hold on. Okay, I can't remember if how. Why do we have Baba? Oh, you know what? We probably want Baba's move. Wait. Oh, I see. We want Baba's move, and we want because we want Baba's move so we can double move, so we can How do we do this again? No. So we can like hop over like this. So we can hop over eyes, but we also need Baba as Baba because we also need Baba on cog as fire to be contradicted. So I assume this is what belt is for. Somehow. I assume what we could probably do is we can shift move and Baba onto each other at the same time. That's my assumption. Because, you know, we've run into previous puzzles before. I can't remember if we've done it so much in this, if it happened so much in the Baba Make Level games, but we've run into things where we needed words to basically be on top of each other like this. So now we have Baba's move, Baba's shift, which should allow for contradictions, while also allowing us to basically hop over all of the cogs. So, despite the fact it's advanced linguistics, it's actually not too difficult if it's if you've done Baba's main story before. Okay, here we go. So it's basically these are all very self-contained, the things we have to do. So now we have to double jump basically over things, which is quite difficult. We had to have a double move. We probably need a Baba is move, Baba is move. So it's probably the same thing all over again. So this is, I assume it's meant to teach us something. This really feels like it's a prelude, I think, to some future levels or something. But luckily this is not all too difficult for me because this is stuff I've run into before. So this one is we want a double Baba is move going on. And then this makes us move like 3 spaces, combined with the fact that we can also now move in a direction. Allows us to triple hop over these entire things. In general, I assume this must either lead into the final level or lead into something else entirely. I don't particularly know. So now we've got a triple jump again, but we've only got 1 Baba this time. So we need It's also very interesting to note that we haven't actually needed the belt to actually traverse the eyes or anything like that at all. And I don't think we ever will, because that's what I wanted to check, was if I still, if I recall, it basically means that they can't move on the belt. Yes, that is the point of it. You are locked into place, but you can still rotate. So this one is basically, how can we double move? I assume this is something where we can. How does this work with Baba's shift? If we as Baba walk onto something, does not help. We certainly need some form of Baba's move, is my assumption. Do we have to do something strange like Baba is... Oh, we actually have 2 wizards. I didn't even notice that. Does that work if we stack 2 wizards on top of each other? I've never actually tried that. Does that count as 2 different sentences? If so, this is a very good tutorial, because that means I have in fact learned something. If it does mean that if stacking 2 is something which is actually allowed to as a way to double up on the rule set you have. That's actually very interesting. I actually legitimately didn't know that. Yes, yeah, it does allow for it does allow for double. Hold on. A double moveset. A double rule creation. Interesting. So that's what advanced linguistics is for. Which I assume we're meant to use on the final level, but we're not going to do the final level yet. We still have question marks down here, branching off from 6 and below, and I'm not really sure how to access them, to be perfectly honest. And I wonder if they'll sort of enlighten themselves after we finish all these previous levels, which we haven't really gotten the chance to do yet. So we're going to go back to Flight Academy. I do vaguely remember this one. We're going to do our best to actually try and solve them. Oh, actually, you know one I should do is I should do Silly Trick, if I recall this one. Because this is one which was added after I finished recording most of the levels for this world. So I was like, I don't even remember trying this one. That's because this level wasn't a thing. So this is actually technically the last new level we need to try. So we should do this first, and then we should try the other ones. This one's a silly trick, so I assume that's kind of meant to be a self-descriptive level name where there's a very strange trick in this entire thing. So gem is telly, gem is push. I assume we want to get... Oh, I assume we want to teleport the belt away. That belt over there. Away. So my assumption is we need to make both gem is telly and gem is push at the same time, which case we need that gem. If we do need that gem... If we need that gem... How's that going to work? I think we push one of the gems into there. Make gem is telly. Ah, okay, this is getting... a little strange because we need multiple words, I think. Push needs to go... Oh gosh. Push also needs to be in there, I think. Ah. Wait, so we need gem as push. I think we want to make gem as push horizontally, like this, and then we want gem as telly. This isn't quite how I imagined it up. I was going to say like this, but the problem is as soon as we do that, it's going to teleport the is across, but it's not going to teleport the push. I'm not really sure then quite what we need to do. Okay, first of all, can we get this word gem out? The only way we'd be able to get it out would be to teleport it out, which is going to be rather difficult. Actually, it's not going to be that difficult. But it's going to mean that we can no longer use... Wait, no, this is fine, isn't it? This is just what you're meant to do. I was going to say it means that we can't use that gem anymore, but it doesn't matter that we can't use that gem anymore because we don't really care. We really... Oh! What? Oh, that's belt shifting. Ah, so that's... When I press right here, we walk into the belt and it shifts us off. Okay. So, I didn't realise this doesn't work, this interaction doesn't work. Tally happens after shift. So, my idea was we push this onto it and then Tally would teleport along and then shift would happen, but it happens the other way round, in fact. So, okay, there needs to be some sort of other trick we can do to actually get past that belt. We obviously can't interact with belt. I don't know why there's a bat here. It seems a bit random, but I'm sure that's a reference to something. We can't interact with belt. The only noun we can interact with is gem. We cannot push anything onto this. And we cannot... So, we'd either have to move a belt. It does seem like... But like the way this is set up, the fact that it's 2 spaces here instead of just 1 space, suggests to me that we need to push something onto this. I wonder if it's something like we need to... No. I was going to say it's be something like we need to teleport onto a gem as a gem is pushed onto this and then walk off the gem. But no, the shift will immediately move us backwards. So we even need to push something past this, which I'm not sure if it's going to be particularly doable. Or... Yeah, because text is still shift, isn't it? Oh, text is defeat, so we can't get pushed on to text. Ah, okay, so that sort of basically disallows us stacking up words. So like this, oh, that's what that little cubby bear's for, so we can't stack these two words on top of each other, and because text is defeat, we can't push them on top of each other like that. Okay. Okay, so this is actually a problem, not just in how to execute the solution, is what is the solution? What interaction could we use to our advantage to get past this belt? We either need to teleport past it, which could only involve getting a gem past this belt. There must be some sort of strange interaction or teleport, which allows us to basically ignore the shift. I can't say I know exactly what it is, though. I don't know if we want the gem to be in here. So we had to make our choice. We either get the gem or we don't. We either trap the word gem in there or we trap the literal gem in there. I feel like trapping the literal gem in there makes more sense. There must be some sort of strange thing we can set up, is my assumption. I could not tell you what it was, though. Do you think we could do something strange with Gemma's telly? Like, what if we had something alternate back and forth between Gemma's telly? And you might say, what does that mean? I don't really know. But there certainly seems like a silly interaction of some sort. I don't really know what this accomplishes. And the answer is that I kind of think nothing. Silly trick. What else could we teleport? Is there anything else? Okay, text is defeat, ward is stop, flag is win, map is you, belt is shift. There's not really a lot to interact with, which is, you know, it's one of those deceptively difficult levels. There's very little to actually mess around with in the first place. My hunch is it's an interaction I don't quite understand properly yet, or something I have not realised I could do. Like, what if it's like two gems on top of each other and we make them makes them do something strange? Cannot for the life of you tell you what that would possibly be, nor how we'd even stack two gems on top of each other. That's a good point, actually. It wouldn't really accomplish much anyway. What Okay, this is, I mean, normally what I try and do when I solve these levels is basically, ignoring any, like, sensibilities of how to even assemble the words, is what would lead us to a correct solution. Like, imagine I can make any rule possible, I suppose, using, only the words given to me right now. In any configuration, I can set it up any way, which way I want. How do I actually get past this belt? And this is a strange situation where I can't really think of anything except for teleporting, getting a gem past this belt and teleporting onto it. I legitimately cannot think of anything else which could work. Because the problem with belt is shift is we can never get it to overlap something. My assumption is, however, if the solution involved modifying this belt in any sort of form, we'd be able to do it to this belt as well, I think. And Tally is also very good at making rules temporary and then switching them, making them permanent again. But I can't think of a good way that would even be set up. Apart from to potentially make the thing alternate between gem. Oh, it won't even work. I was gonna say make it alternate between gem is push and gem is telly, but that doesn't work. It's a one-time deal. Either way, I think that's probably the aim, is we had to get the gem past. I cannot think of a way it modifies, and just because of the way this is set up, it really looks like we need to push something on top of it, but I cannot think of a way to get this gem past this belt. I wonder if it really is something like teleporting itself. But that doesn't make sense. It would just teleport to where the other gem is. So if it would be teleporting itself, it could only teleport to where the other gem is. And if we want the other gem to be on the other side of this belt in the first place, then we've already solved it, I suppose, beforehand. It's sort of like solving the level from a solution already. So I gotta really think like outside the box. This gem is trapped in here, and I've focused on getting it out every time, but maybe we start trying to explore some possibilities of where we don't get this out, but where we just keep it in there. But why would that be useful? It's also very strange idea 3x3, which is just enough to set up a gem is telly, gem is push block. Why is that useful? Well, we could... I don't know. I don't know indeed. Gem is push, gem is telly. What am I doing? Gem is push. Gem, it's telly. Everyone knows it's telly. What? Maybe we can make some words here, which might be useful. You might say, what words could possibly be useful here? I don't really have an answer for you, I'm gonna be honest. But perhaps we could put gem here. Is telly. I suppose it's a silly trick, but it doesn't really do much useful, does it? Gem, it's push. And telly. What are we doing? Gem is also not useful because we can't even turn gem into anything anyway, so I don't know why we would want to set up a contradiction. It's a surprisingly difficult level. What interaction am I missing here? What setup am I missing here is probably the better question. I know I keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's like I literally can't think of anything else to do. Which is what makes this lesson, not this lesson, this level so strangely infuriating. Wait, what? Ah, it's teleporting because it's pushing itself onto me. That's why it's teleporting me. So, is it possible to... Oh, hold on a minute. This is the interaction I wanted to check out. What if I push this gem onto that gem? What is going on? Oh, I can't walk onto it. Wait, I want to push gem is push with one single push. No. I want them to overlap, but I don't know if that's possible. Around it isn't. So what am I doing? I mean, I made a pretty good conveyor belt for no apparent reason whatsoever. feels like there should be a way to get them to like go on top of each other and teleport, but I don't know what the point of that would even be. It's not like it's gonna do anything useful, but I just kind of want to do it for curiosity's sake now. Yeah, now we need Gemma's push. Wait, there's probably something weird we can do with this setup, right? It's not really what I had in mind, but what if we made it like I don't know what I'm doing. No, Gem is telly like this, but also Gem is push. We need it to be tally, but I need to be... No, we need to be... Baba needs to be inside here while Gem is push. Which seems a little bit difficult to set up. What am I doing? Oh, I hate to leave this one undone because I haven't even really got started on this one, it feels like. But okay, you know, in an effort of actually trying to give all of these levels some sort of good gusto, I think I'm gonna have to leave that one on red for now because I don't really know what to do. This one I vaguely remember. We want to make birders win, right, at the top, and it was something like we make rocket is right, then rocket is... Yeah, it was something about we wanted the rocket to... I had an idea about this one ages ago, but then I forgot what it was. Like, not too long after I solved... not I solved this level, I tried this level. I came up with what I thought was a solution, like a couple of episodes afterwards. I should have noted it down, because I don't remember what the solution is. Or what I thought the solution was. Remember, okay. We can't get a text through there. Rocket is melt, UFO is hot, so the rocket can't go past the UFO. It was something strange. In the neighborhood... It was something like getting the rocket to... Yeah, the bird to pull it across and then getting the rocket to pull it back. Or something like that, wasn't it? It's something strange like that. But bird is pull. And bird is move. So we wait for it to get here, then we break birders move. We have birders right, birders move, rocket is pull. I have a feeling that I just have this memory that was this interaction I wanted to try out to see if it worked, but I can't remember what the interaction is in the slightest. Oh yeah, but hold on, we can't make rocket pull yet. So that's a way to get them both out, but the problem is now bird is continuously right. And I think that's fine, isn't it? I swear I used to think this is a problem, but it's not really a problem when it's completely right? Because a rocket, as long as it's not the one moving. I feel like I got this backwards. I feel like rocket should have been the one to constantly face right. Because we wanted to push is, and then we wanted to push win. Wait a second. Hold on. Reverse way back. What did this do? Wasn't that one of the problems? Because it faced... That was why it was a problem. It's because it couldn't go left when it was facing right, but it can actually go... That, yes, this was the interaction I wanted to try. I wanted to try it pulling and moving. I think. I kind of rediscovered it again by accident. That's incredible. I just I have this memory of it. The reason that bird being right constantly is a problem is because it could not move backwards anymore. It could not move left anymore. But that's no longer. That's just not true. I guess I must have never tested that interaction of pulling something it's simultaneously moving into. So I was just thinking back to what we just did, and I was just like, wait a minute, did that bird just move in the opposite direction? It's sort of just like you know, like a double take, I guess. So we need rockets pull birders move like this, right? Ah. But then how do we get win across? Or how do we get is across? Because, well, I mean, now we can get it back, but I mean, I feel like this is helpful. I just can't see quite why it's helpful yet. Because I definitely don't. I definitely remember the problem being that the stuff could not move left anymore, but now it can. But we can't push that is in, is a problem. Unless we can sacrifice one word. But what word could we sacrifice? Or we could sacrifice a rocket. Oh no, but if we sacrifice a rocket, we can't go left anymore. So we have to sacrifice a word. Birders move, rockets pull. Oh, we can't sacrifice any of those words though. Oh, this is really promising, but it's not quite right, I don't think. Maybe it's a rocket which needs to face right? And the bird needs to be pull? No, that just puts a rocket closer to the UFO. Why would that be helpful? Why is that UFO so annoyingly placed? It's sort of like taunting you, isn't it? It's sort of like, I suppose we can make a bird rocket. I don't know if that's a good idea necessarily. It's so taunting. I don't even know why there's a UFO at the top. I assume there's some like sort of weird trick you can do. Because it feels like we're close, but we're not. We're just a little bit off. And we're just a little bit off is because we can't quite get it to push a UFO. How to push that? Sorry, not to push past a UFO. Hold on, what's that? If we wanted to push it is onto a conveyor belt, we need to have something do that final step. And it has to be the bird. It can't be the rocket because the rocket will melt. So the bird has to push is and win onto the thing. It doesn't matter if a rocket dies on win, but it matters if it dies on is. But whatever we can do on is, we can do on win, surely. It's not like there's that much difference. But if we have a rocket constantly facing right, oh, I can't think. If we have a rocket facing right and a bird facing left, and it pulled a rocket across, isn't that what I did before? What's the difference between us? I mean, one way the bird is facing right, and the other way the rocket's constantly facing right. Okay, so if we had a rocket facing right and we had a bird pulling it in that direction, and then the rocket pulls it out again, it's still the same problem. We still can't push is on. That's a problem now. It's not. The problem is not getting a bird and rocket back. Actually, I don't think the problem ever was getting a bird and rocket back now I think about it. Because couldn't we always have just made the rocket constantly face right and just have it be pulled along by the bird? This new discovery I had, which I'm not. Maybe it wasn't even a new discovery. Maybe that was what I tried before. That's why it didn't work. I don't remember what I've tried and what I haven't tried is a problem. I probably should have looked back in the previous episodes, but, you know, I didn't. Like, does it matter? Like, this is what I'm saying. If Rocket is right, we can have Rocket as move, have it go here, turn Rocket into pull, and have Bird as move. And it's fundamentally the same thing, isn't it, as what we just did? It's fundamentally the same. It pushes the bird across. We do that. We stop it. We now make Bird as pull and Rocket as move. It's no different, is it? It must be different, but I don't know why it's different. It's just the same thing again. So that there's something fundamental I'm missing here about this sort of distinction in movements. Because there's no way both of these can be, well, okay, maybe both of these could be right, but it seems a bit pointless, doesn't it? It seems like the same problem again. We stop that. No. Stop. See if that pushes a bird. But we still have a rocket. Oh, but rocket can't go backwards. So if a bird was the one which pushed it, that'd be fine, but it's not. So is this different if it was the other way around? If it was a bird facing right and the rocket was facing left? I'm not convinced it is. In fact, I think it's worse because then the rocket can't even get out anymore. Nor can we push Is onto it. I feel like I'm missing something about this, but I can't see what it is. I suppose therein lies the problem with puzzle games. Well, not problem puzzle games. That's you know, the crux of puzzle games is not being able to see a solution and then eventually finding out what the solution is, just by thinking about it or turning it over in your mind. What am I fundamentally missing about this? Is it that it needs to take a piece of text with it? But what text could we even make it? We can't give move. Sorry, we can't make it push Is. There's no way. I mean, it would have to be bird or pull. But it can't be bird because the bird needs to move. So it has to be pull. Wait, if a bird was facing the other way, we could give bird, couldn't we? Wait, if a bird was facing the other way, facing right. Hold on. If a bird was the one facing right. Oh, gosh, that's not what I meant to do. If a bird is the one facing right, we could sacrifice it to that top UFO and then get the rocket back out. No, the rocket would be facing the other way. So we sacrifice the bird in that one. Oh, was that the solution? We get the rocket to move out. No, but the rocket can't move back in again. I feel like we had to preserve both the bird and the rocket on both times, but I just can't figure out how to do it. Oh, it's been 35 minutes, I didn't even notice. Well, we had to round off this episode here. I'll have a little bit of a think about this, I suppose, in between episodes. I mean, not about long, I think. We might just go into the next level. I mean, we've got so many levels to do, and obviously these are the ones which we haven't solved for a reason. So it might take us quite a few attempts to actually... It might be quite slow going, I think, these next few episodes. Or it might just be like one level an episode or something. We'll have to see. But for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Bab as you, Bab Make Level. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join the Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.